And good morning again, or maybe it's close to good afternoon. There we go. Master Frank Galindo again, Concho Valley Martial Arts Center, and Mr. Greg Rowe again working together today on, we're going to work on our black belt patterns. Now we just finished our color belt pattern session into 3 sections, beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And just so you know, if you see us doing these patterns, we make mistakes too. And if you watch closely, you'll see that we've made a few mistakes on our color belt patterns. So this is why it's vitally important for us as instructors and for you as students that we continue to do our patterns, so that even though we've done these, several dozens of times, and in our case, several hundreds or even thousands of times, it's still easy to forget what move comes next, since the patterns do blend. So maybe Mr. Rowe messed up on one and I messed up on the other, and Miss Amy on another, and so on. We're going to mess up. Nobody's perfect, but we're going to do the best we can. We're going to strive for perfection so that we can attain excellence. So we've got to keep striving to get the best we can. So that being said, we'll continue with our first, second, and third dan patterns. In this case, in the black belt patterns, there are 3 patterns per rank. So we just did 9 patterns in color belt patterns, Chanji through Chungmu. Of course, Saju Chidigi, Saju Maki are not considered patterns. And if you refer to previous videos, you'll see what the explanation for that is. But this next pattern, these next 3 ranks will comprise of 9 patterns. So 3 for first dan, 3 for second, and 3 for third dan. We'll probably maybe stop and make corrections as we go a little bit on this next section. We'll do the first dan patterns first, starting with Kwang-Gae tool. Kwang-Gae tool, 39 movements. All right, here we go. Anything to add, sir?
Sure.
All right, Kwang-Gae.
Okay.
And we'll start with open parallel stance with the heaven hand towards wall D. Jumbi. And Kwang-Gae tool. What's the first move? Yes,
Oh,
and there we go. And see, chuck. Oh, messed it up. Double stepping motion, sliding, double step motion, sliding, rear foot stance, and again, step. Okay, good. And left foot back puddle. And show. Okay, see some slow motion movement in this pattern. Okay, slow motion was introduced in Jungun tool. Jungun tool, as a matter of fact, 2 movements back to back in Jungun are slow motion. But in Kwang-Gae, we have a few more slow motion patterns, movements. You'll see something very similar to a walking stance. It's actually a low stance. Low stance is 1 foot length longer than a walking stance. Now, I don't know if you can see this line or not, but if this was a low stance, you'll see my back leg is stationary, at this position. This is a walking stance. A low stance would be this long. Okay, so the walking stance is measured from toe to toe. The low stance is measured from toe to heel of the front foot. That's the same shoulder and a half distance from this line to that toe, but measured from heel at low stance versus toe to toe at walking stance. Minor difference to the untrained eye, may not be able to tell the difference. All right, we'll continue with our next pattern, Po-Eun, Po-Eun tool. Po-Eun has 36 movements, very symmetrical pattern. And 준비, 시작. Oops. Okay, one more time. We'll start that again. Corrections as we go. Thank you. Don't always follow the leader. And 준비, 시작. And shoot. 36 movements. It stays in a horizontal line across. Same movements on the left as they are on the right. Same movements on the right as they are on the left. Same order. Everything is all the same. Po-Eun was a poet. Okay, Chung-Mong-Chu is the name of the poet. He wrote the poem, "I will not follow a second master, though I may be crucified 1,000 times," is the name of his poem. And supposedly this poem is known to every Korean. Okay, so anyway, 36 movements, Po-Eun. He was also a meteorologist from way back in the day and invented the rain gauge. So thanks to Mr. Chu for the rain gauge. We need it a lot here in West Texas. All right. And our third pattern, first down pattern, Kwang-Gae, Po-Eun, and Gae-Bek tool. Gae-Bek tool. 44 movements. 44. 준비, Gae-Bek. 시작. Oh, maybe this way, yes. Gae-Bek. Yeah, but up. And show. Okay. 44 movements. This is another pattern where we have a tendency to wind up further towards the front than where we started. Okay, again, stance is important. Jumps are important. Length on the jumps, etc. Very important. Okay? Thanks for watching. We're going to stop here and continue with second down patterns here in a few minutes. Again, feel free to drop us a line and comment on what you're watching. Thanks for watching. Chad and Kwang-Gae. Be back very soon.